Hello everyone. This is the 10th of October. We're going to be doing a full overview on BTC and also altcoins. It is definitely not a financial advice to trade the way how exactly I trade or to follow what exactly I'm going to be talking about it. Do your own research, see how exactly you're going to be trading the market and decide by yourself on what exactly you want to trade or how you want to trade it. And yeah, that's how we start. So let's get to business. And let's start a little bit with BTC. Today is Friday. Not a lot of things that I'm going to be talking about it. I'm going to just give you a quick high time frame overview, a little bit of a review on what exactly happened here, what exactly to expect, what to be open to see in the coming few days. This is just Friday. Usually on Friday, honestly, we just take it easy. We don't stress too much on a lot of things because, as they say, everything is happening around Friday. Few things to pay attention to it here. We do have same thing, decent amount of shorts that they got trapped at around these levels. Aggressive shorts, aggressive longs, both of them they are taking out or getting taken out of the market. And as I said, it's just a Friday. So nothing really, uh, nothing really to get hyped with it. I'm gonna just delete this one because this was a short that we already took it and we're not gonna be talking about it here. So I'm gonna be just doing for you a few things to remind you with it and just to remind you with where exactly we are standing on BTC, to remind you with what exactly it's going to be important to keep an eye on. That's a major quarterly level that we do have it here. On a monthly basis, this is exactly where we exactly are standing. So you don't really have, like, let's say, much to be worried about. You do have this area at the same time that it's coming from a weekly basis as a major resistance. You already swept the previous week on where exactly you're standing now. You're standing pretty much above the mid-range of previous week, which is it's absolutely fine. And if you will just mark this area from where exactly you had some kind of resistances on the weekly basis, you pretty much came back to retest it. Does it mean that we were not going to be going lower or we're going to be just like, holding this level and just move up from here? Very possible. Few things to pay attention to it and just like to be a little bit mindful with what exactly could happen. Still, it's absolutely possible to come back to this area and to sweep, one more sweep to the downside. And then, to start moving to the upper side in the coming few days. It's very possible also uh, to go to lower levels. But with the way how exactly I usually do see BTC, when we are moving toward the new highs or all-time highs and consolidating under it, it's much better to take a little bit the bias of the longs, not blindly, but BTC, it's a little bit hard to top in a way that it's just like a clear top. You have just to reach that point where exactly it's the max FOMO, and I will say it extremely strange if BTC is just like putting a top from here. I'm talking about the top for the cycle. Does it mean that we cannot do this? I spoke about this before and I said I'm going to be extremely bullish. If BTC it's going to do this, or it's going to come even to take the lows, or that's for me. Okay. Does it mean that maybe we're not going to do it? Doesn't mean that you have just to keep waiting, because waiting, it's not really the right thing to do. Sometimes you need to react to what the price is giving you. So what do we have for now? Yeah, I know that this is a resistance, and we're going to be also reviewing what exactly happened this previous week and what exactly I covered for you before, so you will be fully aware on how to do things from next week. So the levels that I keep asking you to pay attention to it's mainly Asia high and Asia low of Monday. They are totally different than Monday high and Monday low. I don't really know where is exactly Monday high and Monday low, and I don't pay attention to them. the way how exactly I do trade about these, like toward these levels, and that's it. For me, an acceptance above it, acceptance under it, that's where you take the bias for the week. We saw some kind of a weakness here where I covered it to you previously. A sweep of these highs, you see the rejection in Asia, you continue to the downside, one more rejection, second rejection, but something to pay attention to it. They are not really shifting too far away from this range. So let's see what exactly we will be getting within today and what exactly we will get over the weekend. I think the weekend is going to be something worth to pay attention to it in regards to the price action, because maybe we're going to be seeing an active weekend. Maybe we're going to be also seeing an active Friday. I would say a little bit active Friday. So if I care about something for the time being, I care about these levels on what exactly BTC, where exactly BTC is holding. As I said, I'm open to see BTC coming and making one more sweep to the downside, but it doesn't mean that you have to be waiting. We'll see how exactly it's going to react here, what exactly it's printing at around these levels, and upon that we decide what will be the next step. But every single time we are seeing some kind of levels that were exactly shorts, they are getting trapped, it's worth just keeping an eye on it. The same thing, by the way, that it happens when you see the longs, they are getting trapped. How you can identify these kind of things? Well, usually it's, depends on what the price is doing, what levels that you do have it, that it's measured, that you see, like, let's say that the price is lagging mainly to get acceptance above it. And yeah, when you spend a lot of time trying to break a level, you just keep an eye on where exactly you are closing. Because if you looked at this, you looked at the 12 hours time frame closing or the 8 hours, you're going to find that really we have a problem here to gain acceptance above it. Now we do have also on the 8 hours time frame, you also had a problem to gain acceptance above it. One candle, next one under it, one candle, next one under it. So you have a problem really to break this area. And for me, as I said, like, just having BTC just like consolidating at around these levels, this is something absolutely good. And this is where exactly things could start looking good for alts. But we need to take, like, the direction really in both ways. Now, one of the most important thing when it's coming, like, let's say to reviewing the price action that usually you see it on Friday, is just like to see what exactly Friday is doing, so you can plan for your next trade, for your next plan on over the weekend, and also starting from Monday. So for now, this is where exactly we are. I expect to have some kind of a quiet day, means that we're not going to see major moves to happen. And this is where exactly planning should come and should take, like, let's say, uh, should take place. Let's come back here at around these levels. As I said, this is the same, it's coming, like, let's say, with the same exact area and the same exact setup. I covered for you a sweep of this area. This is what you saw at around these levels. I'm not too confident that this is the sweep, but it's still valid. If the price started progressing above the 122 300, then maybe BTC put a bottom at around these levels, but you need to see what exactly is going to happen in the coming few hours. Still, you need to be open for such a scenario. I would prefer such a scenario, sweeping the 119 300. This will give me more confidence that this is a nice setup for BTC. What's going to happen after that? That's a total different story. Because I spoke to you about, like, BTC putting some kind of, maybe it's not going to be an aggressive move to the upper side from here if we're not going to be getting a correction. It depends on how the price is going to start moving from here. Upon that, we can adjust things accordingly, and we'll keep you updated on it. That's fully in regards to BTC. I don't really have much more to talk to you about it. Something worth paying attention to it also at around these levels. There is something that usually I do really like it. If BTC, it's gonna give us, like, let's say, some kind of a nice candle on the 3 days time frame. BTC, it's gonna come and it's gonna sweep it and it's gonna come to mid of it. I really like such setups. It's not really a must to do it, because for me it all depends from here on what exactly BTC it's gonna do from around these levels. If we're gonna sustain above it, we're gonna get an acceptance above it, we're gonna hold above this line, then it's gonna start looking better. So you do have an issue that exactly it's sitting around these areas. I would say from here to here. We'll see if really BTC it's gonna start getting, acceptance above this area and it's gonna start pushing up, fine. If not, then still you need to be open to lower levels. Enough of BTC. I'm gonna talk to you about a few other things that's just my opinion. I don't want you really to take that bias. You can do your own research and you can, come up with the way how exactly you want to see things. In my opinion, total one, total two, total three, they are not really something to pay attention to it when it's coming to trading alts specifically. I don't rely on it. I think that they are useless. Total, because it's linked to BTC, it has heavier weight than total two and total three. So yeah, you might just keep an eye on it because it might give you just a major idea on what exactly the market is doing. But if I want to take total two and I will be just relying on it on the strength of ETH or the strength of altcoins, I think that this could be one of the mistakes that you might be doing it. I think it's not really you're not really in a need to keep an eye on this. And that's what exactly happened, that you are seeing total three at this level, almost breaking all-time high, while most of your shit coins it still didn't move. Most of them, I would say like 99% of them, they didn't move. You saw BNB trading, you saw let's say Sol gave a little bit of a move, Avax made a little bit of a move, Link a little bit of a move, but nothing really aggressive. But this is total three. You are breaking all-time high. So what is exactly this 1.14 trillion? Well, this 1.14 trillion, it went most of it to BNB. It went most of it to the new tokens that they are just stealing the show. And that's what you really have when it's coming to the trade. So total three, it's not really relevant. If I'm looking at BNB, when you do have literally a 4%, let's say, of the whole altcoins that it's going let's say into BNB, that's also a huge that's a good percentage. Same thing that you are looking at it when it's coming let's say to ETH dominance. So you have around 13%, if I'm not mistaken, 12, 13% that it's going here. Yeah, 12 to 13%. So this is a nice percentage when it's coming to both of them. Same thing that you can do it for Sol, maybe it's around 2%, but that's from the whole market cap, right? 2 to 3% that it's going on Sol. So where is exactly the money? Well, the money is it's just in these big coins, and also in some coins that it's stealing the show from time to time, where exactly you get it let's say moving all the way to the upper side, and then after that you started just moving to the downside, and then yeah, that's what you have, right? So it's just some things really to pay attention to it. I want you to deal with every single token separately. That's my advice to you. It's going to be much better when you are doing that. And if I will be looking at it as an example on Sol, for me, Sol, as long as you are holding the 215, then it's looking good. That's as simple as this. And if you want me to give you let's say a quick overview on this one, especially for the monthly pivot levels, we have the 219 where exactly you're sitting in the mid of the range and the mid of the area. The closing of yesterday, you closed above it. The closing of the day before yesterday, closed above it. It looks like they are holding this level. Could they come a little bit lower over the weekend and then after that to start pushing to the upper side? Very possible, very valid. But for me, it's looking good as long as you are holding 215, 214 region. It's looking nice. And yeah, it's fine. Could we get the sweep a little bit lower on BTC and you get a little bit of lower levels on Sol? Possible. I would prefer all the time to plan my trades on Sol after we get Friday, and then after that from let's say Monday. But for me, so Sol is looking good. The whole structure and the whole price action that you have it on Sol, it's really looking nice. This move and this retrace that it happened on to the downside, for me, it's absolutely normal. If you know really let's say how the price is moving and how the asset is looking let's say on a higher time frame, for me it's looking fine. On a monthly basis, you had some struggles to break above these levels because you do have a major area of resistance that you need to clear it. So yeah, that's for me. It's one of the assets that for me it's looking nice. It could pull back a little bit lower because by the end, yeah, it's a range and there is no guarantee that BTC it's going to go for higher levels. If BTC really it's going to give us a deep pullback, you will be expecting every single altcoin to give you a pullback. No question about that. Now, with the things that also it's important to keep an eye on it when it's coming to altcoins, which is something that I do always keep an eye on it. You can simply use the USDC, USDT as like, something to keep an eye on it. I do prefer to use the USDT, USDC, BTC dominance, okay? Because this is where it's gonna give you, some kind of just an idea on what could happen. What you want really to see, you want to see this is going lower. And the moment that you see this is going lower, this is where exactly it goes in favor of funds. Do we have now like some kind of a structure that it's more of a bullish or bearish? I would say it's really not giving any kind of a direction, like a major direction. As for now, it's looking like stronger a little bit than weaker, but it's not something major. Like I'm not I didn't see really like I didn't see some major signs of reversals from this bottom. So could this move a little bit to the upper side still? And then after that to start dropping? Possible. Could this start just like, shooting up from here? Possible because of this kind of a consolidation. So it really depends on what exactly you're going to be doing in the coming few days. It's really important to keep an eye on it. I do think, in a way or another, that this is a major pivot area, which is it's sitting up like above us with 2%. If this is going to start happening and BTC going up, you wouldn't worry that much on alts. They could just continue sideways. If this happened and BTC is going lower, then your your altcoins, it's going to give you a drop to the downside. This is going to take us to the final thing that maybe you can keep an eye on it, which is others BTC. Where exactly we are sitting on this one. So on others BTC, let me just do something quickly. Yeah, on others BTC, we are sitting on at a major area, literal major area. Could this start moving to the upper side? First of all, did we put like, let's say, any kind of signs of reversals on a high time frame? We put, but you need to be a little bit open for it, like let's say to come for one more drop to the downside. Okay, that's why I'm saying that this is, by the way, it's not a small drop. This is a 30% drop at least. Okay. Now I'm not talking about like all across the board, it depends on the alt, it depends on all these, but this is more or less, it's just like, giving you like some kind of rounding bottom. Could we just like do this and maybe get one more deviation to the downside and the drop and start moving to the upper side? Possible. It's going to take time. That's a weekly time frame chart. On the monthly time frame, you have two things. One of them, it's looking good. One of them, it's not really looking the best. If I'm looking at the 12 months, which is it's the yearly candle, I'm fine with this kind of a price action. It's looking fine. I wouldn't have an issue with it. You would be expecting really a good move to come on alts when you start clearing this area. Before that, stay somehow cautious with what could happen. On the quarterly basis, this is where you really want to see the price. It's going to start getting acceptance above. So I would say this, and still you're going to struggle a little bit. But if you started seeing, like, let's say a move, and this is moving, and we're going to start maintaining above this, and we started pushing up, it's looking fine. It's looking nice, The real move that you will get it's going to be if you start clearing this area fully. And before that, no, it's just normal. I would say I will take it in just like up, down, range bound environment, and that's all. Like it's a little bit big range. But the moment that you start clearing the major block that you broke from it and you just like, dropped from it and all these kind of things, then that's the move that you will be looking at it. Where exactly this is going to put you? Yeah, that's a 200, 300% move all across the board, which is this is against BTC, means that these altcoins, they're going to outperform the move that you have it on BTC with a 200%. So that's really a real move that you get. And this move that the last time that you get it, it was just like in October 2020. And then after that, it's just a range that you might have it to the mid of the range, top of the range. I mean, we will see. Yeah, don't get too hyped, for it. But this is interesting just to keep an eye on it and to look at it on a 3 days time frame on the way how exactly it moved. You're not gonna like what exactly I hear. There is one positive side of it. There is one negative side of it. But this negative side for me, it's looking good. I wouldn't have an issue with it. The positive side that you came and you bounced from around this area. The negative side that there is still a probability, like it or not, to come to this area or to come to this area. And that's how exactly I see it. Positive side that you started gaining the acceptance from here. You rejected from this major yearly level on a weekly basis. You really didn't put that much of bearish signs for here. And if I'm looking at the 2 weeks also, it's still looking nice. And yes, there is a probability that you might come lower and then after that move to the upper side. Could this be lower to here? Could this be lower to here? Time will tell. Could we start breaking above from here? Yeah, it's very possible also. So these kind of things, it's what's exactly it's looking important. Now, hear me out on this. This doesn't mean that you will not get some separate moves that you get it, like let's say on the market, because few tokens can move on its own. When you start spotting these kind of an opportunities, you need to spot it, first of all, on how exactly the chart is looking when it's coming to an altcoin. And yeah, this is pretty much the way how exactly you need to approach every single quarter and every single month with a plan. I'm really sorry to say this, but this is a straightforward for you guys not to get hyped about these kind of things. Every single account that you can see it on Twitter started shilling you and started talking about Tau at the 360. Be careful. I gave you specific setups on Tau, fully explained, fully updated one by one, and use this. I think it's going to be helpful and it's going to be extremely helpful for you, like let's say to understand things properly. Well, there is a story for Tau as long as it stays under the 440, and there is another story when it breaks above it. Are we there? We're not there yet. Is it really printing anything like I would say it's extremely bullish? Not really. You need really, like let's say, to look at things when it's coming to the pivot levels, and this is just like, the monthly candle that I'm marking them for you and the quarterly candles that I'm marking them for you. So for now, it's looking fine. I have no issue with it, but that's how exactly I look at it. So you want to hype behind, like, how exactly you see it happening in the market, good for you. You can do that. My advice to you not to do it because you're gonna burn yourself. It's a period that you're either gonna get the best out of it or you're gonna just like, smack yourself literally to the ground. So Tau for me, it's a time to give it a little bit of a room. And, I mean, I'm really sorry to say it, but I played Tau from 300. What was it when we played Tau? 316, if I'm not mistaken. That's where exactly the first play on it. And when we used this pivot level. So, 10 times earlier than what you see now. That's a pivot level. And that's where exactly you see the first move. You started moving to the upper side, looking good, still looking good, push to the upper side, fine. 3 days time frame, yeah, I get a nice move to the upper side. Yeah, she can come to the downside, it's fine, because that's how exactly the price is moving. It's always up, retrace, up, retrace, up, retrace. Even, by the way, in a big moves to the upper side, you see this move to the upper side, you think that it's just going to keep continuing up. No, you get these kind of retraces. That's on a 3 days time frame. You go on this move, still you get retraces. But let me show you what happened on a daily time frame on this move. Move, retrace, move, retrace. So you saw it like on daily time frame 2 times. Now, if you go on a lower time frame, oh, we got it even maybe 12 hours time frame, it's almost the same. Maybe one more on the daily time frame that it was looking. Well, if I'm going on the 4 days time frame, it's going to be looking even better and better, and you will get more and more retraces. So at this area, was it this or this that we, anyhow, it doesn't really matter, but you might get like, let's say, a move up, retrace, move up, retrace, move up, retrace, move up, retrace. So you get it even more. Okay. So don't get really hyped to things. Okay. Just make sure that if you want to play altcoins, you long, you take profits, you bank your profits, you move to the next one. You can leave something as a runner because you don't know really how high she goes. Now, there is a way to look at things, for how high she goes and all these kind of things. I don't want really to disturb you with this, but I'm going to give you also a simple tip that you need to pay attention to it. Everything that you want to be prepared with it, it comes here. And I'm not really putting for you this just like, to start showing off. One thing that maybe you don't know really about it, about me, I will never share with you a P&L. I will never share with you a wallet. I will never share with you a balance. I will never share all these kind of things because with all my respect, it doesn't represent me. I don't do it. So on 3rd of October, this is when we started planning TAP. 6th of October, this is where exactly I told you that it's looking good. Why? Because that's Tau BTC. So let's remove all these kind of things and just to speak about the chart. That's Tau BTC. For me, this is just a range. Price came, consider this, by the way, a normal asset, okay? Price came into this major area. Oh, I'm interested, honestly, because this is the area where we started the fun here. So we came all the way to the downside. We printed some nice moves on a daily time frame. That's your retest. That's where exactly you could give up on the play, but you just like really a nice trigger. But for me, this is where the plan started because of where exactly the price came. That's on Tau BTC. You don't use it like, let's say, I don't enter the trade on this because you have to keep an eye on the levels that you do have it when it's coming, like let's say to Tau. But I will give you also small advices, especially like for these altcoins that they move with big size, that they have like really a good amount of money behind it, and Tau it has. So Tau BTC, it reached this area where this is, by the way, a yearly level. So if I'm gonna go on the yearly time frame, that's your previous year low. To be extremely bullish on this, you need to start closing 1, 2 weekly candles above this. So you can really confirm that this is going to move to the upper side. Because I'm really sorry to tell you, this is just a range. The same way if how exactly she moved to the upper side, we printed a nice 3 days time frame candles. This can do literally this before she's going to move to the upper side because this is by the end range. So yeah, you can push to the upper side. Yeah, let's assume that you get an acceptance to the upper side. You finish the whole range. She can come to the mid of the range and then she can continue. This is where you replay. It's going to go from a 4 hours to daily to weekly, but just make sure you bank profits. There will be no trade that you can put your money behind it and you're going to start to be looking at this is the trade that it's going to make for me, like let's say a 10,000 out of a $500. No, it's not going to be the case. The smart way of playing alts, it's to ride the move and to enter the trade at the right timing. And that's what I'm trying to do with you guys. And this is where exactly I gave you the first setup that it wasn't Tau. Anyone remembers? I want people from X to tell me what was the first play. There was one play before CRV. I don't want the guys in the family to mention it. I want just people from X. If you guys remember, if we have like 1, 2, 3, 4 people from there, then so the play was it by that time, it's kick. Now you got the max height on cake that it's gonna trade to $8. It's gonna trade to yeah, cool, nice. Well, you didn't even complete a 1 weekly closing candle above this area where this is, by the way, a major yearly level. Because if you will go on the 12 hours time frame, this is a major yearly pivot level. The only thing that you are trading it is just you are trading in a range sideways, and that's your range. Yeah, it's a one from $1 to five. But don't talk to me about higher levels before confirming the move to higher areas. Don't just stay grounded when it's coming to these kind of plays. Like really stay grounded. And that's what it's gonna keep you, in check all the time. Now, if I'm looking at the 3 months time frame, it's looking nice, but obviously you're still lagging because you do have like major areas and major problems that you're gonna find it on. So it's not like in a one single candle that you start looking at things that everything is just like turning bullish. Actually, it's just arranged till it's proven otherwise. Move to me above this, maybe we can say that we started trending, and that's a total different story. Till that happens, just to stay grounded. It's good to keep an eye on things and to consider it, but remember, it will always be move to the upper side, retrace, continuation. I gave you two setups on cake. One of them was this move to the upper side. The second one, which is, by the way, this move to the upper side. The moment that I prepared for you this trade, it was the moment that we saw cake moving this move to the upper side. So I gave you this level. This is a nice yearly open level on cake. For me, anything that it's above the yearly open, you can get like, an expansion to it. Aligned with BNB, not aligned with BNB, all these kind of things. For me, it's the chart before anything else, okay? And if I will be looking at the chart, immediately I will be going like, let's say, to cake BTC, because that's what we care about. Well, cake BTC, it was in a very nice range environment, and then you saw this move. And your best trade is going to come when you get the first move. That's the whole thing. So timing, it's a little bit tricky. It goes with experience. It's not easy. In general, by the way, guys, trading is not easy. You are making money, or you are trying to make money from literally the machine that it takes people's money. So it's not easy. So, but it's just these kind of things, it comes with an experience. But you need to understand the first thing, not to get hyped. Like, I will never, never, never be in a situation that I'm gonna long this into this setup here. No way. No. What you need to do here is just to chill. Wait for the weekly candle to close. I can give you levels that she will reject from it. Because when you identify a take a profit, by the way, solid take a profits. So the first take a profit level that I gave it to you, it was a 360 sharp. That's the first conservative. Above it, yeah, we can look for higher. You have it open all the way to 441. Does it mean that she has to go to 441? No, she doesn't. But what can we expect from this one? Well, you can expect literally this to do this, imagine, and still it's going to be looking good. But if you don't factor this and you ape in here and then you get smacked with a drawdown of a 10%, you are out of the market. Done. You're going to burn your wallet. Just a chill. Don't FOMO in. It's going to give you some nice structure. As an example, on a 1 hour, 4 hours time frame, you're going to get, like, let's say, you're going to get it cooling off a little bit. Don't chase. And I'm not telling you don't chase, by the way, after a 5, 6, 7%. If you catch this move here, as an example, after she moved a 4, 5%, 7%, 8%, fine. But in one day, to move 22%, I will never touch it. In one day, to move 22%, I will never touch it. Now what you're going to see, everyone is chilling for you. Rose, yeah, fine. I mean, I don't really remember how many times that I traded Rose just in this range. But the idea, it has a range from here to here. Fine, but it's just a range. She did it before. She moved all the way to the upper side. You kept selling off, like getting sold from 33 cents. Now you do have this. This is a nice structure. It started the move. Let me just wait for it. It's fine. How exactly she's going to print the 3 days? How exactly she's going to print the weekly? Just stay chilled. Now, why we had cake and we had tau in the beginning? There is something. You can use it to identify momentum. I don't use it for trading, but just to identify momentum. Usually, the assets that they are trading above the 50 EMA, I like them more 50 EMA on the daily time frame. That's what I care, literally on the daily time frame. If they started trading above the daily EMA, the daily 50, and they started building momentum above the 50, then I like to trade them to the upper side. Before that, not really much. Not really much, you don't expect that much from them. If you will be looking at the altcoins from a 50 EMA, you don't have that much assets that they are trading above the 50. Let's have a look. 50 EMA, that's your 50 EMA on ETH. If you started losing it, by the way, it is still a range bound, still moving sideways, not really a big problem, but it would be really nice, like, let's say, to hold this area. If you want to look at it on BTC, this is the time where exactly you started breaking above the 50 EMA and you are moving to the upper side. Could this move continue? Very possible. Now, moving to Solana, it's trading above the 50 EMA, it's looking fine. moving to AVAX, hovering around it, But you can see when you start building a momentum above it, fine. It doesn't mean that, by the way, don't expect that, oh, it's touching the 50 EMA and moving to the upper side. No. What you can use by that time, you can use this as low of the range that you get it here, where you swept the liquidity, and then after that you started moving to the upper side. But don't use the EMA for your entries, because now you're going to start thinking, oh, if I'm going to lose it, then it's going to be looking bad. It's going to be, just use it in this way. Just normal trading from ranges, from levels, it's way healthier. Now, the second advice that I'm going to give it to you, just my advice. Most of the assets, they are trading in a range-bound environment. As they are trading in a range-bound environment, it's going to make the trend line that usually people, they are using it, useless. Because if I will take INJ, which is it's been in a range again for 75 years, that's as an example, I will go on a low time frame and we will see just a simple way of looking at things, how exactly things it's going to start looking here. Now, I need you just to hear me out on these kind of things so you don't mix things together. So for me, to use this as a range bound, that's a small range that you can see it. Price came here, lost it, came back to retest it, lost it, came back to retest it, and we saw some nice price action here. So you might think about it, oh, wait a second, this is looking nice. That's INJ breaking a trend line. I'm going to look at it, to long it, and it worked with you. What worked with you here, really, it's the range. It's not the trend line. Because if this is the trend line that it worked with you in a good way, let me just fix it properly. So this was your break of the trend line. If you played this and you long this, don't tell me you didn't get stopped out, because you're going to move your stop loss to entry. And you round tripped it, you shaked out. No, it was the range. So when you play the range, you just respect the range. If she's going to start trending, even on small ranges, you start like, let's say, break out of small ranges. This, if I'm going to also identify it for you as the mid of the range, now trend lines might start looking a little bit appealing if you are just moving in some kind of a price discovery, but you're still here range bound. And you can use it as deviation back into the range, to the top of the range. Still you are in a range, bottom, top. It's not really that useful. Now, if I'm going to go back to show you something so you will understand really what I'm talking about. Imagine this small tip, which is you are not in a need for it the way how I'm trading, but I'm just giving you just simple explanations to how usually I trade. Okay. So I need something really that will go on Pendle. So Pendle, at this stage, it was still a very new token. Very new token. I'm going to go on a lower time frame. See the huge differences when you are just applying these kind of things, how it's going to be extremely useful for you. A new token, that's the top here that I'm going to put it for you. That's the top of the range. And then after that, she started breaking to the upper side. Well, if you will come at these levels and you're going to tell me, wait a second, that's a break of a trend line, I'm longing it, fine. You might see it, that it helps you and it gives you, some benefits. But the beauty of trading is to trade really from, I'm not going to be saying the lowest points, the point that it's with the highest confluence. The point with the highest confluence. So if I'm looking at this, like, let's say, to be a range, definitely I would prefer to trade this instead of it going lower. No, I want to trade here. That's what I want to trade. I don't want to get stuck at this level. You're going to tell me, but this was amazing. It was nothing, because this was going to the downside range. She can go to zero from here. Literally, she can go to zero. Now, she had like a previous history, because if I'm not mistaken, we traded Pendle from, I don't know, maybe $1 or something like this, even before. But again, you want to trade here. You want to ride momentum. to the upper side. Once you ride momentum to the upper side, it's going to put you in really a better place. That's why you see me sometimes that I'm identifying for you levels that, oh, I want to trade INJ above this level. This is a yearly pivot level. She can literally go to the $10. No joke. She can go to $8. No joke. Will I be interested, by the way, in trading it from here? Yes. Give me this on INJ or give me this on INJ. I'll trade it from here. But where exactly it's sitting under a major yearly pivot level, zero interest. Give it to me above, I'll trade it. That's a huge difference between BTC and INJ, Tau and INJ. Now let's go here. INJ BTC. That's a very nice area for INJ BTC. Very nice area. So let's look at the weekly time frame. Not too much. Just like as simple as this. On a 4 hours time frame or a daily time frame, it's looking like, oh, wait a second. That's a very nice range. Yeah, that's a very nice range. I agree. I agree 100%. But especially that we reviewed others that we said that they might go lower. Maybe INJ, it would be one of the assets that she might even go lower. She might even come to this area because this is bearish. That's the whole thing. This is bearish. So I want INJ to move to the upper side. By that moment, you will find, mark my words on this one, that INJ BTC is going to start trading here. And where exactly that is going to put us, it's going to put us exactly in this area where INJ BTC broke off this level, came, started trading above this. This is more of a deviation. And now we have a new range to start looking at it. And maybe we're going to start coming to the upper side. But you apply the same on these kind of plays to make things easier for you. So if I'm looking at the 12 months time frame, well, INJ, she's struggling big time. She's coming on this. I mean, if this is just like a 15 minutes time frame, you're going to say, oh, maybe she's going to start, moving to the upper side. Well, maybe. So that's a range low that you do have it, which is like it's not really relevant to look at it. We're going to go on a lower time frame. We can mark the levels on a lower time frame. So 3 months time frame. Oh, like really, she's doing nothing. I mean, like by all means, nothing. So there is really nothing that it's going to make you looking too hyped about INJ at these levels. You tell me, do you see anything special on this pair? Even by the way, from a bottom of the range. Is this a bottom of the range? It's not bottom of the range. Do you see anything special on it? So what you had here, or what you have here, the same area of this. Oh, let me be so realistic. You have it, it's either this or this. Fine. I want this. Because this, if it's like this, she can do this. I don't want to get stuck. Am I clear on this part or no? Is it fully clear? You want it to start moving because that's not a pure range bottom, like a bottom of the range. It's not. It's totally different than this. Totally different. And yeah, by the end, it's like you are buying a box of vegetables and fruits. You really don't know how good it is, But yeah, it's just like some things, it's going to make a huge difference when you are looking at these kind of things. And by the way, most of them, they are still looking, I'm really sorry, a shitty situation. It's like they are looking really bad, but things are a little bit better than others. So look, let us look at the things that they are a little bit better than others. Are we BTC? Yeah, I know. She's in the bottom of the range. I agree. But let's look deeper. 12 months. Disaster. Disaster. 3 months. Maybe we're going to find something better. One candle, I like it. The other candle, I don't like it. Let's dig deeper. Did we really get, like, let's say, any deviation into this? No, we didn't. Okay, so what can we find? Let's just really put this in a proper way and stop. So here we go. Amazing. Let's go on the monthly time frame. Oh, the monthly time frame. I do have one simple thing that I like it, which is we deviated the previous month. Let's go on a 3 days time frame. Do I have really anything special as a structure? It's nice. I have to admit, it's nice. That's a setup that I really like to trade an asset with it. You have this, and you have the price came back to it. Let's go on a lower time frame. Do we have really something special? Oh, nice range, confirmed deviation. Or maybe this is, she has yeah, the probability to come all the way to the upper side. Don't use the trend lines, huh? Don't use trend lines. I'll give you something to deal with it. Don't use trend line. Forget about it. Really, really forget about it. That's a range. Okay. Weekly time frame, nothing really. The only thing that again, you printed some nice plays here and you are coming back to this area, which is again, it's something that I like. Let's go on a 3 days time frame. Do we have something good? Not yet. Not yet. But if I started printing really nice 3 days time frame candles with big, like let's say, candles, just to show me that as an example, I started moving to the upper side, fine. We are good. But then remind yourself with something. Also on these kind of things, you need to apply the same. You have a decent probability to run to this area because when you are downtrending to the downside, you have to move toward the median. And this is literally a normal move that you might get it. And if I'm going to go to this, that's what happened. You trade toward it because you've been trending to the downside in an aggressive move. And yeah, and usually in these kind of things, when it's an aggressive downtrend, you start getting such nice moves to the upper side. Okay, same thing that it goes here. Looking nice, started trading above it. That's also the same thing. Let's look at our weave. What do we have here? Especially, by the way, and that's a good reminder for most of you. For the people that they know me very well, I traded our weave the first time from 3.3, from here. With one single trigger that I get it, I will show it to you on our weave BTC as a trigger. That's where I traded it. The first, and I can give you the numbers literally to the cent on where exactly I exited, where exactly I bought again, and where exactly I shorted Arweave. So the first move that I exited Arweave, it was on $23. That's the first time. It was $23. I exited it fully. Why? Because for me, it was this. So I'm not really in a need for anything other than just like a full range play. Yeah, I played it from here. It was like, early stage. Still, the main play, you can play it from here and you continue to the upper side. That's trading momentum, by the way. It has a higher confluence than trading it from here because this can go to lower levels. But I get a trigger from here that usually I do look at it in terms of the candles, and I will never ignore it. Never ignore it. That's, again, just something else to talk about. Now, 23, I exited. I bought again at somewhere at around the 2021, if I'm not mistaken, on this one. I think that was the dip for the buy. It was just like a limit buy that we bought it again, and then we continued to the upper side. The number that I shorted Arweave on it, it's 44.4. That's literally the number that where exactly I shorted Arweave. And done. She's cooked. Now, where exactly we are standing? I need to be extremely honest with you. BTC pair, it's looking nice. This, it's just fair. Because you got this nice move to the upper side as a candle, but you didn't hold above this major area, which is it's coming from the yearly levels. Because on our weave, that's your previous year low. This is looking ugly as hell. Like ugly as hell. So you want really to start trading above this area. Let's look at the 3 months time frame. So by the way, $7 and more, it's even better. Is it looking good? Well, as long as you are holding 5.4, she has the potential to move. And we're gonna move toward these kind of wicks and toward these kind of candles. She can move this and then she can come back all the way to the downside. It's very possible. Very possible. And if someone is telling you like, no, it's just like it's moving and it's gonna start tripping. No. These kind of candles, she can put you in a situation that you can recover it fully and you can drop all the way to the downside. Once they squeeze it, they can drop it all the way to the downside. That's a normal price action, by the way. These kind of candles, you move it to the upper side, then you drop all the way to the downside. And still, you can go drop under it, sweep under it, do whatever it is. So there are no rules here. So that's that's fine. That's nice. Did we print, like, let's say a few days ago, a nice, like, kind of a price action? Yeah, we did. But we are still in a range. What does it mean? For me, this is a deviation back into the range. Deviation back into the range. Now we're holding the range. So that's your invalidation. If the price is going to lose this on a closing basis, I would say on a 1 or 2 candles on a 12 hours, you should be out of the trade. That's it. What's the best to play? The best to play was definitely this drop to the 5.5, 5.6, whatever it is, and started moving. I think on this one, you might wait for it for a 3 days time frame candle. If you started breaking above this, maybe she's going to start giving you some kind of a momentum to the upper side. And with the stop losses under this, too risky. I still didn't get like a full trigger on this one because this, it's still doing nothing. So you might get stuck into this trade. But if I got a closing of a 3 days time frame, which is, by the way, surprisingly enough, this 3 days time frame candle is going to close today as a Friday. So it's good that we are planning for these kind of things because that's where you close the candle. To keep an eye on things for you guys, like, let's say to understand it. And wait a second. Tuesday, Wednesday. Sorry, this it's gonna close on Sunday. Sorry, I made a mistake. Was it gonna be Saturday? Friday. I need to count the days. Wait, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is gonna close on Sunday. Okay. So the point from here that the last closing that you got it here, it's just a normal candle. It's not really something special. You want this one to close higher so you can confirm the move to the upper side. That's the whole thing. And again, there is really nothing special in it. Yeah, I think once you start trading above this, that's really the good momentum play that you're gonna have it on Arweave, which in that time you will expect in a way or another to start coming and trading above these levels, maybe giving you some kind of retraces, and then maybe this. That's a kind of play that you will be looking at it, maybe if it's gonna happen. But that's a kind of trade that I would prefer to trade it once she confirms the move to the upper side. Because for me here, no. But I'll give you a simple advice. Give me a full sweep to these lows. I'm willing to give it a chance on this one. Give me a full sweep. This, for me, is a deviation. Back into the range, I can play something like this, which if I'm going to give you another example, I have no issue with playing this. The first thing that it happened here, yeah, I can give it a try. No issue. Now, I want to see it trading above this area. So I can confirm that this is done, a deviation back into the range, top of the range, looking fine. Other than this, I'm really sorry, on the weekly time frame, you have nothing. It's looking so ugly. Looking so ugly. And one weekly candle, it's not really enough, as long as you are not really breaking above the major yearly pivot levels. You want it really to start moving to the upper side. That's just the way how exactly I'm looking at things, guys. And some of the things that, as an example, it's looking nice. Yeah, ETC, you struggled a lot, like, let's say, to break above this area and above these levels. You didn't have any monthly closing above it. And that's the most important thing to understand, it when exactly the asset is going to keep going to the upper side or it's not. Because you get the first move, second move, and she's not moving, she's not closing above, then you don't have really the capacity to continue to the upper side and to continue to the upper range. So the only thing that you had it here is just a move to the mid of the range and the struggle at the mid of the range to close above it. No closing, no top of the range. 1 + 1 = 2. I don't think it's really complicated when you are looking at these kind of things. Is it too hard to identify the ranges? It is, but that's what I'm going to do my best to keep helping you with it. Now, starting from what you're going to start seeing, like, let's say in the coming few days, which is I'm gonna do my best to give you something over the weekend when we are doing the weekly review, and I'm gonna give you some kind of an update with a very small and short video on the assets that we are talking about it, because I don't want you to keep it flipping from an asset to another asset when it's coming to altcoins. If she doesn't move, she's not gonna move. If the price is gonna stay on your entry is bad. She needs to move. So yeah, exactly. That's right. That's right. So that's the kind of things that like really I do pay attention to it a lot, and I do keep an eye on it a lot. And guys, don't get into too much hype. Don't go check X on cake. Everyone got hyped here and started talking about $8 cake. She can go to $8. I do have it marked here. Also, it's a level I'm interested to trade it toward it. Does it mean that she's gonna do it from here? I want to give you a small, lovely tip and advice. This can do this, by the way, before she's gonna move to the upper side. You want technical analysis? I'll give you technical analysis. This can do this also before she's gonna move to the upper side. She did it before, by the way. If someone traded cake and they know it, oh, don't worry. When you start moving in an uptrend, don't worry. She can do that. And by the end, she's an altcoin. You know, what does it mean, an altcoin? You don't put too much um, hopes on it. I'll give you a story. Me personally, don't think that we don't do mistakes. Don't think that you are, you don't think that I didn't do mistakes before. Don't. I got introduced, or I saw this token. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find you a longer chart on this one for a longer period. I think I'm not gonna be able to find, but anyhow, the first time that I started buying mover, it was, I think, on this move, on this drop, because it had like, again, like a longer, we printed no, we printed some nice structure here. So I bought it to the upper side, and she went like really in a good way. And then after that, started just dropping. So, you know, what exactly are the options that I can do it? Well, I don't have really that much options except keep planning for this kind of a setup when I traded it all the way from here to here, where I recovered literally all my losses that I did it here. But just for you to know, I sat on this trade in a loss for like 2 years, 500. It's not on leverage. It was on spot. And this is where exactly I decided that I will never trade spot anymore. I don't trade spot, guys. I do trade leverage and just purely leverage. Some kind of the buys, that as an example, when we get like some kind of a stupid move to the upper side, like I bought ETH, I bought MKR, but just like selected coins, okay? Other than this, no. I'm not gonna buy really anything on spot. I'm not really ready for that. I would prefer not to do it. So this is where exactly we traded it. And then after that, we catch this move. You remember a few weeks ago, also I gave you like, let's say, this setup on mover. So I keep an eye just, on small plays, small ranges, but I keep you with the realistic targets. Try to stick to the realistic targets, because I promise you, if you don't, you're gonna get burned out. That's a promise. This kind of setup, it is a financial advice that I'm giving it to you. When you see someone putting for you this, I need now to remove this because we are on the weekly time frame. Just don't follow. Just unfollow them. It is a financial advice. I'm willing really to, you know, just don't. Like really don't. First of all, there is nothing on earth that can tell you that this asset it's gonna move all the way to the upper side. When we traded these trades, it was a matter of luck. Because the best case scenario that I would just like really put it for you is to trade it toward here or to trade it toward here. This to continue another, like, let's say, 100x from here. No, I wouldn't even factor it. But in order to reach this area, I will keep you updated on every single level to the upper side, because I don't have a guarantee that she's gonna reach to these levels. That's how you stay realistic when it's coming to trading alts. So from a range bound, yeah, I can just like give you some kind of a range. You might look to this, you might look to that. You need to stay realistic. If you're not gonna stay realistic, like what could be the play? Oh, these highs. Yeah, taking the profits and the levels that you set it for the take a profit, I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, it's 99% of the trade itself. Just try to keep that in your mind and try really to understand it. It is a 99% of the trade. So be careful about these kind of things. So that's a whole part. Uh, Gold, interesting. As we are asking on gold, I wouldn't be saying like, let's say anything special on it. Today is Friday. I can't really give you like, let's say something to, but I'll give it to you in the weekly review once we're gonna close we're gonna close today. Um, I was looking yesterday for a little bit of a move to the upper side. Uh, it gave us this candle. There was no trigger to get a move to the upper side. It was a mistake on me using some wrong levels as always when you are not like fully concentrated. Um, you need to be extremely picky with gold with the way how exactly you're going to be trading, like let's say longs, because she maybe this is some kind of a retrace that you might get it on gold. Maybe it's going to do it from here. Maybe it's going to do it from the upper side. We will see if there is still a little bit of a room to the upper side to continue, and then up in that we need some. But I will cover it for you in the weekly, the full weekly review, so you can just like stay updated with it, and you can have a plan. So let's see. By the way, what happened on BTC? Same thing, nothing really special. I'm gonna just I want really like especially that we are talking about BTC. Be careful if BTC it's not gonna sustain this area. Okay, like be careful if BTC it's gonna start losing above the 121 350. Just be careful because she might like really tumble to the downside. Okay, just be careful. So it's just be careful. It's New York session Friday, the ugliest session in the world. That's all what I can say. The people that they got trapped in a short here, most probably they got squeezed out and they got just like, uh, most probably they got like forced out of their trades. And now they might just like send it a little bit lower. It's just Friday. Don't really rely that much on the price action that you do have it. And don't trust at this stage because you are still in a range. Don't trust a break of trend line. Just be patient. We're gonna get it over the weekend. So that's literally, guys, all of what I have for you when it's coming to alts. Okay, I really don't have much more to cover for you when it's coming to alts. CRV, who asked about CRV, for me it's still looking fine just because of this kind of a range that we are holding in it. But we'll see. Depends on what BTC it's going to do. Will it give us this drop to the downside, or it's not going to give us this drop to the downside? Time will tell on BTC. This drop to the downside, it's a 2 to 3%. So could it give you like really a 6 to 7% on alts? Yeah, she could give you a 6 to 7% if alts really they're gonna or USDT, USDC, BTC, it's gonna go to the upper side. Alts they're gonna give you this drop. So just be patient. But still, it's looking fine for me as long as it's holding 86. Sorry, it's looking fine. Do I have really something special that it's happening on the 3 days time frame? It is that we got this move to the upper side. So as long as we are holding it, it's fine. But at the same time, you got also another 3 days time frame candle where we closed it uh, 2 days ago or 3 days ago. It's not really looking the best. So you want really to start getting acceptance above this uh, 75 in order just to start pushing maybe toward like let's say the 89. We need to see how we are closing today in regards to alts, and upon that we can take things accordingly. So yeah, that's all, guys. That I do have it. I really wanted this just for you guys, like to pay attention to what kind of things that it might be helpful for you when it's coming to looking at alts, how they could be performing, what kind of levels that you should just like look at it. Uh, We were spotting a few days ago, like let's say WLD. We will see where exactly the weekly closing is going to close. If we're really going to be able to still close above the 1.284 or no. This is a major also yearly level. So we'll see. These kind of moves that you do have it, like let's say on WLD, it is a Ponzi for me. So it's just like she made the move. She's looking fine for me on like let's say this area and this range, but it doesn't mean that I will enter a trade from here blindly. I need to see how exactly we are closing today, and upon that we can align things together. Looking at also WLD BTC. Oh, that's a nice range to the upper side. That's the top range of to the upper side. That's the mid range. She made the move. And that's why I could just like start spotting this because she made the move to the upper side. Okay. But remember, these kind of things, it's on the edge. So yeah, we might start losing a little bit if this corn, she's gonna start doing us some kind of a flavor. Not expecting that much really on Friday. Like really, I would say a move to the downside. It might happen over the weekend. We'll see how exactly it's going to happen. We might start moving to the upper side. It's also possible. You do have a lot of like, buys and sells that it's coming here and a lot of longs and shorts that they are getting trapped. Just be careful at around these levels. That's all what I can tell you. And as I said, it's just a Friday. Don't really, I'm always going to say that don't trust that much Friday um, price action. Just be careful when it's coming to Friday price action. Just be careful. You might see some kind of moves, but by the end, the best part of it is just us to start planning for the new week. Usually I don't put that much projections what exactly the price is going to do on Friday because for me, I'm not going to be saying that it's irrelevant. It is relevant. It's a day in the week, and I'll be telling you that as an example. You know, for today uh, you're gonna kind of have a problem if, as an example, BTC, she's not gonna be able to get an acceptance from here above this area, which is above this. Yeah, you expect lower levels, or you expect it not to do anything and keep holding just sideways, very possible just to keep holding this area. Nothing else. This is how you could finish Friday. But yeah, losing this area, it's also put BTC, in some kind of you could see some lower levels if they decide just to take things lower. 12 hours time frame, some kind of candles that you are seeing some nice moves, but still you are seeing some decent sell pressure that it's coming here. Uh, and Michael Saylor got you a nice tweet. Usually every single tweet that he's tweeting it, you get a move to the downside. But anyhow, let's see how exactly things it's gonna go from here. That's all that I do have it for you guys for today. I want just to keep this session super light and uh, just some kind of benefits that you might use it when it's coming to trading alts and what kind of things that you'll be spotting it when it's coming to alts. Within tomorrow when I'm doing the weekly review, I will cover really the alts that I'm gonna be trading it in the coming few days. If I see anything like really special, uh, I'm gonna drop it to you on X so you can stay updated with it. Yeah, that's really all. Uh, just don't FOMO in anything when it's coming, like let's say to trading alts. Just really don't FOMO in. There's something that you guys don't realize is that sometimes you might look at alts at this stage of the cycle that you start the day, everything is looking green and you end up the day red. But by the end, they are not really doing anything except moving in this way. But you are just trading in this area, thinking about that this is going to be the breakout, and you see that it's just coming to the downside. And by the end, you decide to exit your trade, panicking here, and the only thing that you do have it that it's just a range. Next day, it's gonna move to the upper side. You can go look at every single alts in the last few days where they did really nothing. Here you go. He did really nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4 days at the same range. Other assets, they are still looking even. And that's it. And every single time, what you are aping in here, looking at this to be the breakout, and then after that, it comes to the bottom of the range, and then maybe they are not ready. Maybe they need just like more few days. Maybe they're gonna get a move to the downside. So align things with BTC and be extremely careful. And yeah, don't FOMO in. some example that I want to give it to you when it's coming to SNX. If, as an example, you chased SNX at around these levels and you don't have really major levels as pivot level to be marked on your chart, you could get this as a pullback. Then you struggled gaining acceptance above this. You came back all the way to the downside. And then now you started getting acceptance above this major area. But this major area, it needs a weekly closing above it. So yeah, now maybe SNX, she's going to start trading all the way to the upper side, just as a normal range, if this is really a deviation. But she needs a lot, okay? It's not going to be something like, if I want to give you, by the way, the major pivot area for SNX, which is, by the way, SNX, it's an asset that before, like I was talking about it a lot, and I just like maybe told a lot to buy it on spot, and maybe we're still stuck in some buys from 2.4. So as a pivot yearly level, it was this pivot yearly level, which is its previous year low. So you can see that on a previous year low, you still have a lot of time to plan for your trade when it's coming to SNX, because that's a previous year low. And now you started trading into this kind of a range. So, but step by step, this is a yearly candle. It doesn't mean that she has to finish the year all the way to the upper side. She still might do this as a shakeout before continuing to the upper side. This is one of the most nice price actions that you might get it when you start moving to the upper side and you start breaking to the upper side. People usually, they don't factor this, but you have to factor it when it's coming to high time frame plays. That's all, guys, from my side. I'll keep you updated on anything that I'm looking at it. I want you just to stay safe when it's coming to alts. Do your best really to get the best out of it, but don't FOMO and don't put too much size in it. Try to treat it in a way that I will treat it in order to make a decent amount of money from it, but it's not really worth it to use these kind of, I'm sorry to say it clearly, stupid risk to reward trades that you might burn yourself with it. Like I want to catch a breakout on SNX. If this trade, as an example, I will be trading it, did I get really any kind of a trigger for it? I would say I got a trigger on it. Yes, I could trade this from here and keep holding it to the upper side with some kind of a stop loss, to be honest with you, but I would never put this stop loss at around these levels, because this is a major pivot level and a major pivot area. But yeah, from here, I got just like some kind of a trigger from here for a continuation, and I have definitely to put some kind of stop losses, because I'm gonna favor moving to the upper side. And still, your best trade, it's gonna come, I think, next week when it's coming to SNX on this kind of a move to the upper side. She might struggle at around these levels, because this is the area where you broke down from it. So always look at these areas as as an area that where the price could reject from it aggressively before continuing to the upper side, if she will continue to the upper side. Just always talk to yourself when it's coming to these plays, and you're going to be doing absolutely fine. Don't get crazy when you are talking to yourself, but yeah, just mark these levels. Always just consider pullbacks from them. And we'll catch up with you over the weekend with what exactly kind of trades. So this is just some educational things on what exactly to use when you want to trade altcoins. And yeah, we'll catch up with you either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. If it's going to be tomorrow, it's going to be at like late at night, as per Dubai time. And if it's going to be on Sunday, then Sunday we will catch up with you. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Wish you all the best. Spend some good time with your beloved people. We'll catch up with you later on. Cheers. Bye bye.